Okay, so let's move ahead now. So we all understand what the production to order mean, just as I just explained. So,
Yes, sir.
this, you said? Sorry, I didn't get you.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay. So design and technical problem. So we also have to put into consideration product design and method of production have mutual influence on each other. It is therefore imperative that there must be cooperation between the designer and the production engineer. So I hope we all understand what they mean by that, that your design of your product that you are trying to produce, you have to consider it. You have to also align it with the technical department, so that because the two of them working hand in hand, for you to come up with a unique and satisfied product. Okay, someone is raising up his hand. Adekunle. Mr.
Good evening.
Adekunle.
Good evening, sir. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Yes, I just want to chip in something before you continue. I just think we should allow the lecture to flow, and at the end of every unit, we can come up with our different questions, because the way people are just asking questions in between is making everything not flowing. That's my suggestion. I just feel we should allow it flow. At the end of the unit, then we can come up with our question. I'm very sure as you are talking, every one of us, we are putting one or two things down. So at the end of the unit, please open the floor for question, then interrupting the whole flow of the whole thing. Thank you very much for your effort once more. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay. So after that design and technical problem, we will now go to availability of resources. So the 3 M's of management, which I not agree with them, supposed to be 4 M's, because we'll have man before money, material, and machinery. Okay, they put it there, as well as the necessary number of workers of various skills must be available. So the resources that you require to run your production or to run your company, those are the 4 resources, which is man, money, material, and machinery. So we all know what the skill labor, which is man, worker that you need for your company, have to be available. The money you are going to use in buying the materials have to be available, and other things. Even the material that you require, the raw material, and the other material that you require to commence your production have to be there. The machinery that you need to run the production or to produce them have to be there as well. So also have a purchasing and marketing. So materials must be purchased and stored. Products sent to the market, adequate arrangement must be made for mobility. So all those ones have to be put into consideration. Assimilation into existing production. In a situation where there is a new production, management must be made to merge the new production into the existing one. So I think we know what that means. Anytime that you have a new product coming in, so you need to kind of find a way of match them together, match the new one with the old one, at least for the the two products to float with each other. So I think that is all the 6 aspects of production that they talk about. So the next topic now is production policy. I've also seen questions that they ask about this. What are the production policy? What are the constraints to production policies? So here, they didn't mention the production policy, but they only listed the constraint. Every organization must have a guideline or policy on what to produce, the quality and the quantities, as well as the method of production. Okay, I think that is the policy they are talking about. That the organization have to, my finger that is touching anyhow, just carry me up and down. Sorry about that. Okay. So the policy are the guidelines. You understand? A guideline that that you use to guide you in your production. So every company or organization have to have a policy that they have to lay down before they go into production. And they now say that they are constrained. They are constrained to that policy to be in place. And the first of the constraint is limitation of range. So if you look at that limitation of range, and now explain further here that the range of products must be established and degree of specialization established. So here now, they did not really explain what that constraint is. But if you can read the line, you know that what they are trying to say is that those range that you must establish and degree of specialization that you need to establish, so have to be put in place. You understand? So there are some times that there will be kind of a challenge of not putting that range or that degree in place. So the only thing you have to do is that you must ensure that range must be established for you to be able to continue with your production. So availability of resources, which was also mentioned before. Your resources have to that you need for the production to commence have to be in place. That is the premises, the plant and machinery, labor or human skill, finances, etc. So that is one of the constraints too. If happen that those things are not in place, it can stop your the policy that you already put in place to produce might not be achievable if these things are not in place. So the third one is level of production. The level of production, sorry, this should be off, not up. Please, that one have to be corrected. The level of production should be determined. Let me mute these people that are making noise. Okay, the level of production should be determined by the level of demand and the unit cost. Care should be taken not to produce at a unit price that will be unprofitable. So this is another constraint. So you have to know the level of production that you should lay down. You understand? Because it also depend on the demand, the level of demand that you have before you start your production. and the kind of market survey you do before you start your production. So you should know the level of production to go into. Don't go and overproduce. At the end of the day, that you will not see market for it, or produce. You produce at a unit price that will be profitable for you. So don't go and say because you want to satisfy your customer, go and sell below the unit price. Okay. So don't go and sell at a unit price that you know is not going to be profitable for your company. At the end of the day, it will make you to be out of the business. So all those ones have to be taken care of. Cost and price. This is another important factor that can also be a constraint. A good relationship exists between cost and price. Change in demand or decrease in purchasing power may reduce price. Increase in cost will ultimately lead to increase in price. The cost may be affected by labor demand for high wages, government policy, energy, and raw materials availability. So this is another very important point that can also be a constraint to your production policy. So you know that the economy, the state of economy can determine the purchasing power of your customers. So if upon that the purchasing power of the customers are not in a good stand, so you have to also take into consideration the cost and the price due to the purchasing power of your customers for you to be able to make headway. And also the high wages, government policy, energy and raw material availability can also determine the cost and the price that you are going to put your product, that just to determine the price and the cost of your product. So we also have to look at that. The finance. Sorry again. Press something. Okay, the finance. Money is required to finance a business until the point of profitability is reached. So if you have shortage of finance, if you have shortage of money, you know that especially as a new newcomer to the manufacturing company or a particular business, if you don't have enough financial resources with you that you are going to use to start that business, it might affect your production. So, and you know that there's a level of finance. There's a level that you need to finance your project before it start making yielding profit. So you don't have enough money to start it to that level, so it can affect your production policy. So managerial expertise. So this is also kind of another factor. If you don't have enough expertise in your company, you don't have the required skill that the manager needs to be able to run your business effectively, it can also be a factor that will affect your production policy. So you need to make sure that you put all the qualified skill, that is the skill labels, in place before you'll be able to make headway or make your business profitable. Okay, I think that is all for Unit 1. So can go for a question now before we go further. Any question on this unit?
Yes, there's a question, please.
Okay.
Okay. I was going through some of the questions, and some of the questions, they like one of these questions that it actually says that production policy plays a central role in every organization, that we discuss such role. Now, another one is not saying what is the aim of production policy. So I want you to actually justify these two questions, please.
Okay. The first one said that you should state the role, right?
Yes, that we should discuss production role. I mean, production policies, like the production
Yes.
policy that will destroy its role. Another one is saying that what are the aims of production policy?
What are the aims of production
Yes.
policies?
Yes.
Okay. I think in that production policy, these ones we just treated now. I think this the same thing as the aims, you understand, of production policy. Because if you look at it now, they are saying they are constrained. So
yeah, because the first question I said, the first question I said constraint. That we should discuss 3 constraints. The second, the B part says we should discuss the aim, and like the number 2 of that question is saying that we should discuss the role, the central role it plays.
Yes, the role is different from this, but these are the aims and constraints. You know why I would say that they are two. The two are interrelated. Is that the positive side of it, of the constraint, is the aim, right?
Yes.
And negative part of the aim is the constraint.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So your own is just the way you explain it that will determine what you are trying to say. So if you have that they are asking for aim, that means you have to state the positive, how positive these factors or this point will bring production into will be able to kind of make the production so effective for the company or for the organization. But if you're now looking at the constraint, that means you have to explain why this will affect the production.
Okay.
I don't know whether you get what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I get that now. Okay.
Okay. And the rule are the one that they just stated earlier. If you look at it, let me show you the rules. These are not this one are not the rule. So sorry. So these are the rules here.
Oh, okay. Yes, please. I've seen that. Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, this design of production system, operation of the production system, and so on. So those are the rules.
Yes, please. I see that. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, bro. Patience Ebele, okay.
Yeah, sorry, you just answered the question. I wanted to chip in that those aspects of production are actually the roles, but you've already answered them. So that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other question before we move to the unit 2? Okay, Madam Gift.
Thank you, sir. Please, I'm a bit confused now. Which of them is the role? The first one or the aspect?
The aspects of production, they are similar, but if you look at it, the only two different points there, like under this rule, this operation of the production system is not on the aspect of production. The quality and the quantity consideration is not there. The consumer satisfaction and efficient utilization of resources is not there. But you see the other 3, they are similar. This market consideration is here and it's also there. Production to order is in this aspect, but it's not on the role. So design and technical problem, which they also put here as a design of production system. You understand? So availability of resources is here and it's also here. Okay, no, it's not there. Okay, yes, it's there. Material and resources management. So you can see they are similar, but just few of them that are different from each other, but just to know how to kind of differentiate them whenever you see the two questions in the same at the same year, or if after the two questions come in our exam, you should be able to know how to differentiate them. So you just have to study it better. Hope you understand. Hello, Madam Gift. You get it?
Thank you, sir. Yes, thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. So let's move to Unit 2 now. Okay. So the Unit 2 is talking about type of production. And we'll have three of them. We'll have job production, we'll have batch production, and we'll have flow or continuous production. So the first one, job production. This relates to the production of one or small number of identical products to the specification of the buyer. It may mean the supply of one component to larger manufacturers, the provision of one area of production to a larger one, or the making of special equipment of material. So this job production, most of us that attended the class when the facilitator had his class about this, we should be able to understand better that job production is a kind of production that you are going to be producing in a short time about a particular, just small number of identical products that you need to produce because of specific order from a customer. Let's say a customer let's say that maybe the person is involved in selling Zobo. You understand? Zobo, for example, and he asks you to produce Zobo for him for just a particular period of time for him to sell. So you only produce that on request, on order. You understand? So that is job production. So I don't know whether, I hope we understand it very well. What do you mean by job production? That one is, it doesn't involve continuous production. It's just for a short period of time, you produce it, and until next time you have order again before you produce another one. So that is what they mean by job production. Okay. The second one is batch production. So batch production is a non-continuous and repetitive production. It is used in the production of goods, the quantity of which is known in advance. I think it should be, it is in response to a specific order or for stockpiling. Batch production is mostly used where trade is seasonal, either as regards supply or demand. So I think this one is self-explanatory. This is also short-term production, but this is a non-continuous rather. It's a non-continuous production, but this one is in batches. So you produce in batches. So like maybe something like umbrella, for example. So you know that it's only in rainy season that umbrella move. So you only produce in rainy season. So that is batch one. Maybe by this year you produce this batch. Next year you produce another batch for next year's rainy season. So another way of explaining is that maybe there's a kind of event. Let's say that event that you need particular product for. Whenever that event is coming, you know that you need to produce this product for that event. You stop it. Whenever the event is coming again, you produce another batch. So that is the best way I think I can explain it. So the flow production. is commonly referred to as a line or continuous production. It is production on large scale to provide continuous supply. So flow production is a production in which you will be producing in a process that is going to be continuous. Like, for example, let's say a motor vehicle company, for example, when they produce the body, so that is the first process. It has to be continuous because you cannot produce only the body and stop. So you have to produce the engine, produce the other parts, continuously. So those processes that it involves, so it's continuous process. So that is why they call it continuous or flow production. So it has to flow. So flow production may also be referred to as product layout system, since it lays more emphasis on product. It is used for single product or batch of products that flow the same sequence or operation. E.g., just like I said, a vehicle assembly plant. Flow production is characterized by the flow of units from one operation point to another throughout the whole process. So a single purpose machine or series of machines may be used. The prime objective is to have a regular, continuously moving flow. So that is all about the flow production. Let's see. I think that is all. So any question from there? Okay, you should move ahead. Okay, Madam Victoria.
Yes, I can move ahead. It's well explanatory. Thank you so much,
I just want to add to the examples. I will talk about job production. For the examples are all these shipping company. They have to produce according to what will fit the ship they are producing. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. If you are producing,
yes, I understand.
You have to produce according to that thing they are doing. For batch production, like in a bakery now, they produce maybe 4 types of bread, and the batch one, the first, okay, let's just produce 100 naira. So the first batch is gone. That's a batch production. They're not going to mix it. Just be one particular item that will be produced at once. That's batch production. That's an example of batch production. Thank you.
Thank you for that contribution. Okay, let's move to the next unit. Just like I told you, if we want to cover this in a day, if we take the whole day, we'll cover all these BUS 317, because they are not much comprehensive. Okay. Yes, the next topic is factory location.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Okay.
There's a question here that says, state clearly the difference between job production and batch production. Give one example of job production and one example of batch production. The 2 questions is 15 marks.
Okay. In that case, now let us just throw the question open now. Let people attempt and see how well we have understand this job production and batch production. Okay, Madam Rukayat.
Hello.
Madam Rukayat. Okay.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Well done. Please, during the facilitation that the lecturer had with us, he mentioned something like mass production, of which I'm seeing something like that in past questions too. There's nothing like mass production in this our pack. Because I could remember vividly that I asked him that day that does it mean that there are 4 types of production, which he said yes. And if we check our
Please,
past
can
question, if we check our
which
past
year
question,
is that? Okay.
Okay, let me lift my hand to the song that I have here. Like if you have 2019 semester 1, the first question there, they said differentiate between mass and batch production. That is 2019.
Okay.
Then there's another one, 2019 semester 2 again. They say mass production is the most used of all production circles. State the features of mass production. In fact, in almost all the years I'm seeing mass production, of which is not in our pack. So that day I asked, we have 4 types. So I don't know if there's
I think what I would advise is that we should go and search for that. Maybe tomorrow, me also, I will go and search before tomorrow class. I'll be able to find something about that, because I don't think they will go and set question outside our material. Because if you look at that 2019 you're talking about now, that was maybe they're using different material at that time.
Okay.
You understand? So maybe that contains mass production then, before they ask that question. But I'm not certain that they are not good, because now there's not anything impossible is a name of now. So they can do and undo. So we don't know what they are going to do. So we cannot say we'll not go and make more research. So I'll go and find out about that mass production, and every other person can do that. Maybe our next meeting we'll talk about it. Thank you.
All right.
If I may chip in, because I'm seeing one of the material I'm having here. The mass production is the same thing with flow production.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you for that.
So does it mean hello, sorry, please. Does it, you know, the lecturer also said that flow production is also continuous production?
Yes,
it's the same thing, ma.
Yes,
it's the same thing.
It's continuous.
It's the same thing.
It's continuous.
Flow, mass, and continuous, they are the same thing. It means
mass and flow, they are the same thing, please.
All right. Thank you for the clarification.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much for that. At least that one now save us time. Okay.
So does it mean
the
that
question
we
that
just have only 3 types of production now, or 4? Which
Yes,
one are we?
yes.
It's 3.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so who can differentiate between job production and batch production before we move ahead?
Okay, save time, right?
Just to prepare ourselves for the exam, you know, for those that I don't understand, so that they can flow. Okay, Madam Victoria.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I think we have the difference between them. Batch production has to do with a repetitive nature. It's repetitive in nature. Why job production is not repetitive in nature? There is a large number of workers with different jobs are needed during job production. You don't need much workers under batch production. Under batch production, one production is carried out on the whole batch. Is on batch production, one operation is carried out on the whole batch. But on job production, operations are different. On job production, operations are different. Then under batch production, we have the same type of machines. They will just use one machine to do all those things once it's batch. But under job productions, they will have to use general purpose machine to do it. These are the few I have here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pastor Solomon.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Continuous and flow production are the same. Continuous
yes, we have
and flow production.
We have ascertained that already.
And it's a form of a mass production where production process continues and remain unbroken for weeks,
yes, sir,
even months. Examples are found in the cement industry, petroleum refining industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, the next topic. Sorry, I think I've jumped. We're supposed to talk about factory location, right? Madam Victoria, I see you raising up your hand.
Yes, factory location.
Yes.
Sorry,
Sorry.
I have one question here from the past question before we go far. It said distinguish clearly the difference between production and productivity.
That one we're still
Distinguish
going there.
clearly
We
the
never reach
difference
there.
between whenever reach that place.
No, that topic is a different topic. I mentioned it when I was listing our unit. It's one unit on its own. Production, production
Sure.
and productivity. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay, sorry, please.
Okay. Pastor Solomon, you're raising up your hand.
Yeah, differentiate between dropping production and batch production.
Is what we just treated now.
We just treated it now. Please, let's move ahead, please.
Thank you.
Jobbing is the same thing as job production.
Both are non-continuous processing. And jobbing is a short run production, where batch is a long run. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So we're talking about factory location now. So how to locate your factory before you go into production. That is kind of a first thing you need to do to find to look for a location for your factory. And then now the subunit there, they say site location. According to the Oxford English mini dictionary, the word site means the place where something was or is to be located or to locate. So site location is influenced by many factors, which include, so this one now, they are talking about the factors that influence the location of a site. Effective cost, labor availability of the required types, labor cost, transport facilities, local bylaws, housing and social facility, possibility of expansion, possibility of commercial services. Those are the factors that influence the location of a site for your factory. So, and they now say effective cost, since building or rent costs vary from place to place, it is important that one takes a critical look at the proposed site vis-a-vis the level of local rate, government grants, etc. before making a choice. So what I'm talking about there is that you need to consider the cost of the rent at that place, the other costs that might affect you or the to cite the location at that place. So you have to consider it before you go into it so that it will not be too expensive for you. So that is what I mean by effective cost. So labor availability of the required types. So you need to know the type of labor you require for that your production. So before you go into that place that you want to site your factory, you need to consider whether those labor you require, whether they are available there, the skill and unskilled labor that you require to do your production, whether they are available in that site before you go and put your location at that site. Labor cost too. So the labor charges, how much the wage rates are in that particular locality, the skill and unskilled labor. So how much did they charge there? How much is the standard rate? How much is applicable for paying their workers in that place? You now take a look at it, whether it's something you can afford or you can go into before you locate your site at that place. They also talk about transport facilities. So how motorable the proximity to port. So this transportation facility that is available at that site, is it something that is going to be friendly to your company or to your product? So is it kind of a place that you know that when you produce, it will be easier for you to transport your market from your product from there to the available market, or is it going to be kind of a place that you'll not see a kind of the transportation you require to transport your product? So all those have to be put into consideration before you locate your site. The local bylaw, you also have to look at the laws of that locality, whether it restricts some building, the kind of a building you want to erect. If it's a story building you want to build there that your company require, or it's just a kind of just a ground floor building. So is it going to be allowed? If it's not going to be allowed, you have to make all your inquiries and know whether it's going to be okay for you to locate your site there. And housing and social facilities, okay? You also have to know, kind of find out the housing facilities and social facilities over there. Is it a place that your workers will be able to enjoy themselves, to have after the working hour, they will be able to feel at home, to kind of enjoy life? Or it's going to be a place that is going to be so boring for them? You have to also put all those kind of things into consideration. And also the house they are going to be living at that place, is it going to be a house that will be comfortable for the workers, or even for your own managers? So possibility of expansion, you also have to put into consideration whether the place you want to site your company, is it going to be what is your plan of expansion in future? So is it going to be kind of accommodating for you to expand whenever you want to expand? So all those kind of things have to look at before you locate your site. Proximity for commercial services. So you have to also know the place you want to locate your site. Is it going to be close to where there are going to be commercial activities? Is it going to be where there's going to be schools that people will be able to patronize your product? So those are the factors that you need to consider before you locate your site. So, and we also talk about types of building. The type of building that we can put in place for our company, or for your particular company you want to establish. So we'll have 3 types of them. The first one is a custom built factory. This type is designed to suit production requirements. Essential features will be adequate lighting, heating, and ventilation. So this one now is kind of it's a building that is going to be built according to the requirement of your production. So the kind of production you want to do, a building that suits that particular production. So you build the factory based on your production. And the second one is single-story building. That is the second type of the factory building. This idea of accommodating heavy machinery and for the movement of materials, it is easier to alter them multi-story, I don't know the kind of English they are even using for this material. Multi-story building. They are simple in construction and cheaper to build. Okay. So this single-story building that they are talking about is a kind of a structure that accommodates heavy machineries. You understand? Because you cannot carry heavy machinery to 2-story building or 3-story building. So if the building is not strong enough, it can collapse. So that is the type of the building they are talking about there. Multi-story building, that is it. Okay.
Sorry, I think, that second line, it is easier to alter them into multi-story building.
Multi-story building. Oh, okay.
Yes, into multi-story building. That means from the single-story building, it can be built.
You can convert.
Yes,
that's converted to multi-story.
Can
I think
convert story. Oh, okay. It's okay. Okay. And they are simple. This one, they're supposed to be there. They are simple in construction and cheaper to build. So that you can collect it in your own material too. Supposed to be they are simple. So the third one, multi-story building. This will require artificial lighting, cheaper to heat as a result of less heat lost through the roof. To ensure easy traffic flow, gravity, chute, and lift must be provided. Otherwise, traffic is continued to separate the flows. So I think we understand what they're talking about there. So positioning department. This is the subunit on that. Major processing stage should be positioned at the largest open space, while other departments should be positioned in a logical proximity to it and to each other. The relevant principles to be applied are: the first processing section should be near the story for raw materials. The final inspection department should be near the production terminal. Intermediate inspection should be built into the production line near the work stage to be inspected. Finished product store should have direct access to final inspection department. I think these are self-explanatory. So how do you position your department? So that's talking about how to locate your factory. So this is part of it. How to position your department. Department that you know is for the section that is for store. You understand? It has to be close to raw material. So where they are going to be inspecting the final inspection, where they are going to inspect your final product, you have to be get close to production terminal. So you have to get close, you have to be near to the production terminal. And the intermediate inspection should be built in the production line near the work stage to be inspected. So anytime that there are some production that they are going on, so it has to be inspected for quality control. So those kind of inspection posts have to be close to the production site, where that they can inspect it immediately before they go into final production. So finished product store should have direct access to final inspection department. So that is another positioning. So you have to position that your finished store, direct access to final inspection department. That means that the people that are inspecting the final product have to be close to where the final product are stored, so that they can do their job. It will be cost effective, and the production flow will continue. Okay, I think we have done justice to that. So that is all for this unit. So any question from this? Or any contribution at all? Okay. With the absence of any question and contribution, so let's go to the next unit. Okay, the next unit is plant and equipment. The choice of plant and equipment. So, we also need equipment and heavy plant for your factory. So the choice of plant and equipment, this means that there exists the opportunity to choose from variety. It could be goods, persons, or things. The factors to be considered when selecting plant and equipment are special purpose machines, sorry about this. It's my finger that is touching anyhow. Okay. So we have special purpose machine, general purpose machine, effective cost, size, maintenance and repairs, obsolescence, power, labor cost, output. So those are the conditions or the factors to consider before you make the choice of your plant and equipment. So the first one, special purpose machine, these types of machines are designed to meet processing requirements. The modalities of its production and key features and function must be agreed between the prospective users and the manufacturer. So when they say special purpose, that means that machine is designed for particular purpose, for particular process. So, and what they are saying here is that before that machine is acquired, the functions and the features have to be agreed between the prospective users, the people that are going to use it, and the manufacturers. So the general purpose machine, this one is going to be for every purpose. So it's not going to be particular purpose. So these are standardized machines and are available from stock. As the name suggests, they are not designed for function specific to the buyer. So this one particular machine is for plenty purposes that you can use the machines for in the factory. So we also have to consider the effective cost. This will take account of the initial cost, the cost of maintenance and depreciation, as well as the running cost. So you have to also consider the cost of all those, the size too, the size of the machine. So also have to be put into consideration. Floor area must be planned to accommodate the machines and make allowances for any given part of the arm of a crane, operators working position, access and passing traffic. Maintenance and repairs. So before you acquire any machine or equipment, you also have to consider the maintenance. So is the machine and equipment, is it going to be kind of a machine that you will not be able to see the parts available to you on time, and also the kind of maintenance plan you need to have for the machine have to be put into consideration, whether it's going to be maybe have to be maintenance on site, or you have to be a kind of maintenance you have to do. You have to always prevent the rustiness of the machine, the kind of process you have to, the kind of measure you have to put in place to make sure that the machine did not break down before you start repair. So all those things have to put into consideration. So also obsolescence. The last the lifetime, the lifespan of the machine should be known. There may be need for trade in when larger or more efficient machines become necessary. So that have to be put into consideration. Obsolescence means that there will be the time that the machine will not be of value. So the machine will be useful anymore. So you have to put that into consideration before you go into acquiring that machine. So you have to know the lifespan of that machine. So the power that the machine will require, whether it's going to be a kind of a machine that will require much power, which we know our state of the country, the kind of power supply we normally have. So if it's a machine that any small interruption is going to affect the capability of that machine, so you have to put that into consideration before you acquire it. So you have to know the kind of power you are having in your company before going for a machine that is going to be disadvantage to you. So labor cost. Okay. Professor Kelechi.
Hello, sir. Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Sir, please, this may look like contribution.
Okay.
I still stand to be corrected. That power, am I looking at it from that angle, or yet there's which I'm supposed to submit now? The said power, one must take cognizance of the requisite power and its attendant cost. Is it power of the machine, like when they say 2 kV, 100 kVA or something like that? Or is it power supply? But I think it's the power of the machine, yes, which if you look at it, if the carrying cost is going to outweigh the benefits, then you don't. I think that's what I understand anyway. I stand to be correct.
I think it has to do with the capacity of the machine.
That's kVA. Thank you.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So anyway, but we don't know what power means. So if it's either way, if it's a power that is going to power the machine or the capacity of the machine, so as long as we be able to explain it to convince the examiner. So
it's capacity in this instance, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So the labor cost. So like the labor cost of to operate the machine, right? So a simple machine will require low paid operator. The cost of the labor replaced must be considered. So like before you acquire any machine, you need to know you need to know the kind of operators of that machine and how much it will cost to operate them. So, and also whenever the what they call it, the person you have, that is the operator that you have, and in case you decide to leave, so how difficult it's going to be to find replacement. So have to be considered. So the output is another factor. It may be necessary to calculate the earning capacity of each machine. So you have to know the capacity of that machine. So this is where they're talking about capacity now. Capacity of that machine in output basis. So how effective is it going to be for your required output? That is the product that is going to come out of that machine. So is it going to be the one that is going to give you that enough capacity? So before you go into it. Okay. So the next point there is maintenance that we have to consider. Maintenance is a continuous process, and it is handled by specialist staff whose responsibility include regular inspection and servicing, repairs carried out on an emergency basis, supervising proper use by operatives, compiling records of breakdown performance, etc. Advising management about replacement. Okay. There are different types of maintenance. These are predictive maintenance, preventive maintenance, and corrective maintenance. I think this one they are talking about, when they say predictive, we know that actually when you kind of predict that this machine, the way I'm seeing it, it seems that it needs to be maintained, it needs to be taken care of so that to prevent breakdown. So and preventive is also, I think, is something similar to predictive. So preventive is a measure that you take for a machine not to break down before you start repair.
Repairing.
Corrective, yes, corrective is a kind of a situation that the machine has broken down already. So they need to repair them. They need to take it for repair. And I think that one will cost you more than preventive and predictive maintenance. So organization may have maintenance policies specific to them, but the general factors to be considered are the cost of production loss through breakdown, okay? The cost and effectiveness of inspection and maintenance, principle concerning obsolescence and replacement, buying policy as affected by maintenance work. So I think that those are self-explanatory. Material and equipment handling, okay. So materials handling, this refers to the movement of raw materials, components, finished parts, and completed goods within the production stage. The principles to be considered are, first, economy of movement, economy of floor space, traffic waste, and combining movement with processing. Okay, if we look at the first one, economy of movement, the transporting distance must be short and should coincide with the flow of production. There should be no backtracking. Okay. Economy of floor space. Ideally, movement should be off the floor. This can be done by using overhead conveyor boats, gantries, etc. Gantries, I think gantries, I don't even understand that one. Please, who know this, especially those that have been working in factory before, you should explain this one to us. What do you mean by gantries? I can understand that conveyor boat. So who understand that gantries?
I think the other one is conveyor belt, not boat, belt.
Conveyor belt.
Conveyor
okay.
belt. Yes.
Okay. So gantries, for what is the meaning? You don't know, okay? So maybe we should go and make more research on that. So traffic waste, this should be done in such a way that movement does not interfere with other works, okay? Combining movement with processing. For instance, a unit may be spray painted while it is on a production conveyor, okay? So this one is like okay. What is that?
Like a bridge, an overhead structure, platform that you use to support equipment, like crane.
Oh, okay.
And those cameras.
Okay.
I put and have a support over them.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, sir.
So that is all about the materials handling. So now go to equipment handling. Equipment handling also deserved special attention. Suction pipes and vacuum tube can be used to move back materials, while conveyors can be used to move goods overhead. Light packages can be shipped manually along roller beds. Okay, I think that is all. Okay. Gravity, cute, hoist, lift, etc. are used for vertical movement, while trucks are used for holding and discharging bulk or collection of items of dumper trucks, picking up and transporting standard pallets on a platform made up into units, loads as pallet trucks. Okay, I hope we understand that. I think that is all for this unit. So any question before we move further? Or anybody have any past question on this particular unit? So that we'll see how we can treat that. Okay, Madam Gift.
I don't have past question, but I just want to, that factors to consider when selecting plant and equipment. The first one that says special purpose machine. Yes. And it's designed to meet processing requirements. That one now, which one did it fall on? Which type of production did it fall to? Is it job production or batch production? Can we say which of them does it fall under?
Sorry, I didn't get.
That one that says special purpose machine.
Yes.
Okay. I'm asking a question that have to do with types of production. This first one is a photo to consider when selecting plant and equipment. The first one there is special purpose machine.
Okay.
That is designed to meet processing requirements. Qualities of its production and key functions must agree on the first shower.
I don't think this is.
So I
don't think this is designed for particular production. This one, they are just telling us of choice of.
I understand what she's trying to say. She's just trying to link this special purpose machine, that what kind of production can these machines perform, right?
Okay, that which kind of production they can
to me, I think it's on the job production. Yes, I think it's the job production. The reason why I said that is because this job production, if you look at it very well, you see that it's more of like a contract job. Do you understand? Where a manufacturer contracts another smaller company to produce a particular kind of product or a machine, which they can't do. Yes, so I think, so that smaller company is specialized in such production. Do you get? So once they produce, they not take it to the manufacturer, the manufacturing company. So to me, I think, my own opinion, it's
Mr. Yaya. Mr. Yaya.
Yes.
Mr. Yaya.
Yes, I'm listening.
On that, when we're talking of the special purpose machine, which has to do with the job order.
Yes,
when you talk of this job order, is a kind of special assignment given to a company, that special order. Like, let me just say, all these Shoaib, on the kind of percentage that if it is like this, they want it to be customized and they want such inscription on it.
Yes.
So it's a special order given to a company to produce. That is not the main thing the companies are doing. They have their own way of production. But when a customer comes on a special order, they will do it. That's why they said it is not continuous. It has to be done within some certain time. And it comes once in a while.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I want all of us to understand it that way. That this one is under that. In case we come across this, that's why I throw up the question. It's under job production. Thank you, everyone.
Please, can I speak, sir?
Okay, Professor Kelechi.
Humbly, I'll take exception to that from the last speaker. Is it Gift or somebody? Pardon me.
Gift.
Okay, Gift, please, it's all encompassing. It's not just specific to jobbing production, sis. It's all encompassing. When you talk about special machines, as in special purpose machines, it can be found in jobbing. It can be found in flow jobbing, flow production. Yeah. Pardon me, sleep. Oh. Yeah. So it's all encompassing. It's not because they call it special machine, and then when you think of jobbing production, you think it's just so particularized with. It is my company. I can be producing everything. But that jobbing process is just when you personally request that I should get this done for you. It's a job you're giving me, and this is the specifications you want. Yes, like all these Ashebi stuff, like my brother said earlier, and all these souvenir-like things. Tell me this is what you want. I will give it to you the way you have prescribed it. So this special machine can be found in jobbing, can be found in the other two, batch and old age, don't come. Which other one? Please help me out. That's flow. So please don't just narrow your mind towards that. It's because you had specific. Okay. Yeah. It's all encompassing. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Mr. Andrew Joseph.
Yeah, I want to agree with the last speaker, Mrs. Kelechi, because it is based on the uniqueness of your product. You want a certain machine to be produced to satisfy that. If we look at some product varies from others. So these machines can be found in can be found in dropping, can be found in batch, it can be found in continuous flows. If you look at all cars are not the same, and all parts and all tires are not the same, and stuff like that. So for me, I feel it can be found in all the production stuff. Thank you.
Thank
you so much, sir. Okay. So any other question before we move? Okay. So, okay, I think this unit still continue. Okay, handling equipment are classified into bulk materials, conveyors.
So that one is solution to a question that we are going through.
Solution to I think
the question there is that should list the various classifications of handling.
Really? Okay, let me see. To another place again. Oh. Why am I not seeing the question? Where's the question? Okay. Okay. I've seen it now. I've seen it. It was at the foot of the page.
Okay, thank you.
The various classification of handling equipment. Okay. But it not give us this detail in the explanation.
Yes, but I wanted to call our attention. We also missed it one or two other units, but I didn't want to draw us back. But somehow, I'm sure individually when you're reading, I'm sure you would definitely not skip it. Yeah.
Yes. Like this one now, handling equipment are classified into bulk materials, conveyors, trucks. Okay, I think those ones that they listed, they didn't kind of give us sample like this.
Exactly.
You
Where you were
understand?
asking what is gantry and all those
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Yes. They just
Yeah.
mentioned the sample for us. Okay. I think
So
all
it's
of us
well
will
to
go
note
through it and
them. Mm.
mm,
Very okay to get them noted.
yes.
Sorry, Mr. Aya, you are asking one question now. I just
Okay. There's a question on self-assessment there from the unit.
okay.
Yes. Look at the question here. You see?
Which one?
List the various classification of handling equipment. You don't. They explained it earlier, but they didn't list all these sample. They are now, they provide the answer to the question. They provide the answer to the question. These are the answers. You understand? They now say that handling equipment are classified into bulk materials, conveyors, trucks.
It's just
Yes, so now
it's
listed
just
the samples of trucks. Yes. They now listed the sample of the trucks, such as dump trucks, forklift, pallet truck, and so on.
yep.
Amen. Oh. Okay, so maybe we should treat this one before we call it a night. Production planning and control. Planning and control. Planning is, in this respect, refers to the concept of deciding the method of production to be adopted. It usually follows the pre-planning stage, where the type of product has been decided upon and design output agreed in conjunction with the scale unit, and all matters of cost, price, and delivery times have been settled. So that is the planning. Control, on the other hand, implies the setting of standards and objectives, the coordinator of the various stages, and the variation of plans as circumstances dictate. So they are just explaining to us there what they mean by production planning and control. So planning means all your plan about your production, the objectives, the goals, what you intend to achieve. So the pre-planning is what they mean by production planning. And the control means the kind of measure you put in place, the standards you want to achieve, and the objective. How do you kind of guide towards achieving that your objective? So the coordination, the kind of the measure you put in place, that is what they mean by planning, production control. So in case if they ask us for kind of defining planning, production planning and control, we should be able to state all that. So the responsibility of these two functions rests with one department. The objective of planning and control are to coordinate labor and machine in most effective and economic ways, to establish targets, check them against performance, and take necessary action, to achieve smooth, continuous production with the elimination of bottlenecks and underemployed resources. Who can explain that last, the third objective there? Who can explain it in a simpler language for us? Anybody?
Amira, what?
Objective of what?
The objective of planning and control. They listed the three of them. The first one, to coordinate labor and machine in most effective and economic ways, which is very explanatory. To establish targets against performance and take necessary action. And the third one, to achieve smooth, continuous production with the elimination of bottlenecks and underemployed resources. So I just asked that third one, who can expand it or kind of put it in a simpler explanation for more understanding. Because some people will see that bottleneck now, they will be saying, what do they mean by this bottleneck again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Yaya?
Yes, I'm listening.
With the elimination of bottleneck, what they mean is that they are trying to avoid a process where you have to follow due process. When things have to, all these bottlenecks are there, it makes it to be hard. So is production with continuous.
Yes. That I think if I can just put it simply, strictly that you have to be strictness. You put strictness that this must be done this way. That people will be kind of be holding back because
protocols
of
to avoid unnecessary.
Yes, thank you for that. Okay, Mr. Husseini Ibrahim. Yeah, sorry, your network is bad. We cannot hear you.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Okay, it's better.
Yes, I think what they really mean is simply means finding a competent people, competent hands in various departments, you understand, to avoid any kind of damages and on their productivity.
Kai, the network is not clear.
The network is not clear, but thank you for your contribution. So let's go to Professor Kelechi.
Thank you, sir. Okay. To achieve smooth continuous production with elimination of bottleneck, the bottlenecks there are congestions, backlogs, and then under employed resources. There are resources that you're supposed to use in one particular production, but you may not kind of have that moment to put all of them into use. And of course, effective use of them will give you your maximum as in the need for that production. That's what it simply means. So within the cost of your planning and control, you have that option of removing, as in not allowing all those things to come your way in the process of production. Thank you. So bottleneck there is clogs. That's all unnecessary stuff. Don't let backlog of underutilized resources, bring about problem in your production. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Madam Gift.
Thank you, sir. Like we have know the meaning of control, that it means setting of standards. So now we already have the standards. So somebody does not come and bring his own initiative. You now say this is the way it should be done. This is what it's done. No, the standard is already there. The standard is already set there. So that's what we now follow. You don't have to be bringing external suggestions, external things that will make you work to slow down. So when you now follow that standard, that has been set, the work will now go smoothly.
Thank you. Thank you for contribution. Okay, someone just put on the chat. Thank you for your contribution as well. So let's move forward. So the prime responsibilities of the planning and control departments are to liaise with the marketing and purchasing department and to adjust the production rates or product mix where necessary, to determine the allocation of labor and machine, to establish time schedule for various stages, to establish continuous inspection, and to operate a system of cost control. I think those are very self-explanatory. The planning program will normally conform with to the following: deciding the process to be adopted, schedule the sequence of operation, establish time schedule for the completion of each, allocate work to machine and work group, ensure material availability. So those are the planning program. So we now go to process control.
Progress.
Progress rather. Okay, sorry, progress control. So
sorry,
this
page, what are you? Sorry.
Page. Do I even know the page?
37.
37, okay. Right? Okay.
Page 37.
So, okay. Progress control meant to ensure the production performance is in accordance with the time schedule. It's a system of checking and taking necessary action. It is commonly referred to as progress chasing. Hope that is clear.
Chasing. Yeah.
So the need for progress control arises as a result of failure of materials to be delivered, machine or power breakdown, industrial action, delay at an earlier point on the production line, staff absenteeism, errors of design, planning, or human activity. The main tasks of progress control are to check progress continuously, to determine the cause of any deviation, to resolve the difficulty, to adjust material delivery, and to advise the sale. Control can be assisted through the use of flowchart which shows the planned sequence of operations, the use of production schedule such as Gantt charts, the use of automatic control to give a continuous feedback of information by computer, the use of machine loading charts, the inspection schedule, material list, and which specify the type and quantities of materials and components for each product. Okay. Not. Sorry, my finger has touched something again. Okay. Inspection. Inspection is carried out to ensure that finished products reach a required standard and to reduce the amount of scrap and wasted labor. The prime objects of inspections are to establish standards, to ensure conformity with standards, to identify contributory factors to deviation, to determine permitted deviation, to ensure that periodic checks are continuous, e.g. schedule inspections, to provide management data about cause of deviation. Inspection assumes the following forms. Okay. Inspection of raw materials, inspection of work in progress, process control, running tests, quality control, statistical quality control. Anybody need more explanation on that, on those ones, before we move to method of inspection? Okay. Method of inspection. Method of inspection include centralized inspection. This requires that work be sent to the inspection department before proceeding to the next stage. And we have the second one. Okay, the main features of centralized inspection are it allows for easier supervision. Inspection records are centralized. The shop floor is kept clear for operatives. Floor inspection. This requires inspectors carry out their examination at the work point. The main advantage of this method is that the less time is lost in handling and transportation. Fault finding is immediate and may be remedied without delay. So they have two types of inspection. We have centralized inspection and floor inspection. So the centralized inspection is the one that you have to go to the department of the inspection, where it might take a time for the inspector to go there and report of inspection. Where this floor inspection is one that take place at that very site of the production, where they do the required inspections there, and also make a report immediately from there. So any fault finding at that place will be able to rectify it immediately. While the centralized inspection have to take it all the way to the headquarters or the inspection center before they can do something about it. Okay. Any question on this? Because I think this is all on this unit. Because law of diminishing return is coming, so that people can go and rest. We'll continue tomorrow. Any question? No question. Okay. Alhaji Abdulaziz.
I'm just wondering that in this course now, they expect us to know this inspection, all these items under the inspection, method of inspection, all these things they are listing, everything like that.
You might not.
Oh my God.
You might not be asked to. You might not be asked to list all of them, but just make sure you know the important part
the man
of
is
it.
trying to become a China.
The important part of it,
well.
And whenever they ask you, like this type of inspection now, you only know that you have a centralized inspection and floor inspection. So you'll be able to now name the features. You understand? You're able to name the features of the centralized inspection and the floor inspection. So, and if they ask you to list advantage, I think you should be able to do justice to that.
But can we differentiate the two now? Can we?
Yes, of course, it's very differentiated because this the centralized inspection is one that is taking place at the center, at where they set up. Like now, let's say that, for example, you have a factory that have their headquarters. You understand? And they now have where they are producing. You understand? So the centralized inspection is that they will take everything into the to the headquarters for the inspection, or maybe they will take after the inspection they will take the report to the headquarters. You understand? Before they will now take a decision whether there's any wrongdoing or not. But the floor inspection is one that take place at that very place where the products are made, and they take decisive decision at that very time immediately.
Okay.
I don't know whether that explains it better for you.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Let's move. Thank you.
Okay. Pastor Solomon.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
In this unit, you must take note of prime responsibility of planning and control department. You must take responsibility. Just know the points. Number two, the main task or progress control. They may also use process control. They may use progress control or process control. I like the main tasks of the progress control. You must take note of that too. Then the switch between centralized inspection and then floor inspection. You must take note of that in this unit. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
You're
Madam
welcome.
Victoria.
Yes, sir. There's a question here. It said 2020 second semester. It says, why will a company producing biscuits install an inspection department? Why will a company producing biscuits install an inspection department? 10 marks. Then the next question said, in what form do inspectors in factories do their jobs? So that's a form of inspection too.
Types.
Yeah. It's not types, so forms of inspection is different from types, man.
Wow.
Forms, yes.
Sorry,
Forms
can
are
you
different
repeat the
from.
question, my dear, please?
The question is from 2020 second semester. Why will a company producing biscuits install an inspection department? 10 marks. Then BPA said, in what form do inspectors in factories do their job? So that's the question there. And funny enough, 2022 second semester, that's last year, right? 2022 second semester and 2021 first semester, the question is verbatim, the same question. Everything was repeated.
So we have to take recognition of that particular question. And this particular unit now is not good in detail, especially that forms of inspection. You understand?
It's there, it's detailed, it's there. We have 6 forms of inspection.
6 forms?
We have 6 forms, yes, of inspection. We have inspection of raw material, inspection of work in progress, process control, running tests, quality control, statistical quality control. That's the forms of inspection. Meanwhile, the other one said, why would they put inspection in the biscuit company? They're talking about the objectives of inspection. And we have 6 there too.
Sorry, which page are you reading that one from?
I'm trying to look at the forms.
Where do you have it?
Of inspection.
I'm not seeing that on my material, please.
Under inspection. Under inspection.
It's under inspection. It's under inspection. Which page is that?
This biscuit
Please,
question.
what page is that?
You read it now, it's there.
Yes, now.
38. 38.
Okay, they say inspection assume the following forms. Okay, this is it now. It's on the screen. The inspection assumes the following forms. Inspection of raw materials, inspection of work in progress, process control, running test, quality control, statistical quality control. Those are the forms. I hope you get it now.
In relation to this question, sorry, are they not asking about the first 6?
No.
Yes,
forms.
the question.
Look at it now.
They said the question said.
They said why?
Okay, no. The first question said, why would a company producing biscuits install an inspection department? They're talking about the objectives of
that's the first one.
Now,
the
second one said, in what forms do inspectors in factories do their job? In what forms?
Yes. So the first one is this the first stage here, which is the prime objective of inspection.
Yes.
You understand? To establish standards, to ensure conformity with standards. So you but on the forms, these are the forms: inspection for raw material, inspection of work in progress, and so on. So we should differentiate. We should know the difference between the two, so that when we're asking that kind of question, we should not mix them up.
That's the PSF.
So under inspection now, we have objectives, we have forms, and we have methods.
Method, yes.
What are the methods?
The method are the centralized,
Centralized
right?
and
Centralized and a flow.
I beg.
It's well with us.
Hello, sir.
Pastor Solomon. Pastor Solomon, go ahead, though.
Hello, sir. What we do now? Let us after this thing, let us go and study it very well, and then we should not focus in mode 1, mode 2. We should learn from our own mistakes. We should learn. We should finish it. Let us fast, and then all of us can fill in the mode 3 and this and pass and bring the past question and let us treat it in the next time, because we should not focus in a mode 1, mode 2 because of these elements of government. It's a lesson for us.
Yes.
I think we are going at a good pace. So tomorrow now, if we come again, we'll be able to cover some unit. And before you know what's happening.
My Pastor Yaya,
Pastor Yaya.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry.
Let me tell you one thing now. We accounting students, we have a big problem to solve because of our accounting this thing. We are also arranging how to solve the problem because very soon we do our exam, but we have a lot thing to do in our department. We are trying to do something.
We also have our own account on Saturday now.
311. Almighty 311.
As you want 311, which you want 3.
Both have it now.
We are doing 311. Let me tell you one thing. We accounting department. We are doing accounting 311. We are doing 313 because it's now that's 311. It's a loaded something. We are not even finishing anything. That's why we have to.
I'm not. Let me tell you something. I don't envy you guys, so because we know what we went through last semester in financial accounting.
That's too for.
So I don't envy you guys. You know, I just peep in in your class the other night when you were having class, and I heard what the facilitator was telling you guys. I said, okay.
No, let me tell you, I had to fight the man seriously because the way the man is teaching us is not the way now we set the question. That's why I try to encourage them and start treating the past questions to get up.
Somebody is knowing.
Don't worry. Let me tell you.
Who is this?
Okay. What I will say is that about this is that let us just see what we can cover as we have done today now, what we can do tomorrow and Monday. You understand? On this BUS 317. So from Tuesday,
please let's mute that person that is snoring now. Who is the person?
Niger stress.
It's not Niger, it's now.
Wait. I'll do that.
Now stress, Jerry. Now stress.
This is serious.
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Yes,
let me mute him.
He will hear himself tomorrow while listening
Mustafa don't do inside traffic this morning.
I believe my brother for me.
It's
not easy.
So
another fever.
Yes, sir.
Another fever.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have something to say here. I just think with our experience with the BUS, the EAD, I think we should not limit. I think we should not limit our learning to this past question of a thing. So I just think everybody should just go ahead and read whatever the Spirit leads to read.
Including Bible.
So that you don't get to the exam hall and you are stranded.
Hello, my brother. Man, all this one they give us in the nothing. Let us get the home part now and discuss it again. So something can come out from that one.
I think the past question is helping us.
Not only past question,
it's helping us. See,
make us to understand.
The thing is, the material is so wide to cover. For the past question, we touch like 50 to 70% of all the topics.
The man has something outside the syllabus. Let me tell you the secret of behind it. What that man taught us in that is, let us bring that into our group now. Let somebody share it in our group. I think there's something
Pastor C.
Yes.
The reason why we
which course are you talking about?
The reason why we got the BFN right. The reason why it looks as if we got the BFN right was because it was calculation and it was accidental because they just it happens in ICANN. They will just at random repeat questions. So
and besides, there are no two ways about the calculation.
Yes, when
it's
it comes
just
to
one-way
theory,
traffic.
when it comes to theory, they as well, they check the flow of past questions to see students will concentrate more on this. And they'll pick us up at where we are not even expecting at all. So we should not, when it comes to this kind of thing, theory now, they too, they are aware, they know what student is capable of doing. So they too, they go a step, ahead of us. So we should not limit ourselves with this past question. It's good we study with the past question and our material. And as well, if you can other material. Yes, please.
Let us do some research. Let us do research. And then research to the
Please, what did we conclude about the 311? No.
That 311, we'll find solution to it.
Let's discuss it
not
now.
On Tuesday, you know it's on Thursday.
Let me tell you.
No, you know it's on Thursday.
Shebi, I posted something there. I will try my best.
You know, I was saying this thing, not even knowing that they were going to reschedule the timetable.
But my advice to people offering account 311, I think
please tell us from experience.
Group, right? You have a group, right?
Yes.
You guys have a group. I think you people should discuss there the way you people can help each other to overcome that course.
Unfortunately, most of us are direct entry.
Yes.
Don't worry. Wow. Everything will be okay. Oh, don't worry. Everything will be okay.
Hey, Pastor, you've been saying don't worry since last week. Even when I called, you kept saying don't worry.
And again, don't be shocked. Don't be shocked again for the 311. There's going to be some of the questions in the material that will be repeated in that question.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you the secret.
There are so many mistakes in the material.
Let me tell you the secret.
So that is why we need understanding.
It's not legible.
Another problem is that most of the accounts in the park is prepared on time.
Let me
no more recognized.
My sister, my brother, let me tell you one thing. We will overcome this thing. What we do now? Let us do the cash flow statement. Past question, bring the past flow statement, and then developmental account and then company account.